Aloha, I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I conduct work life video interviews with career professionals that become an all intuitive conversation. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of All Intuitive Conversation. Today, I have the opportunity to connect with Rachel. So let's bring her to the screen. Aloha, Rachel.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being open to having an all intuitive conversation with me. So, you and I have never met before, and you just, signed up to kind of be a guest, which was interesting that you had shared that, because it's usually it's quite a wait to be a guest on the show,
Mm-hmm.
that you almost hadn't even forgotten that we were having this if it was not for the reminder. And I wanted to just ease your mind in the sense that there is no preparation for this show. It really is an opportunity for us to both show up as we are in this moment right now. So just know that all is well in that sense. So tell me, where are you sitting right now?
I am in my office, which is a office in my home where I conduct psychotherapy sessions, and I
Mm.
have sessions right now.
Oh, psychotherapy. So, all right, well, what state? Like, where are you at? Are you in the
Vermont.
United
I'm in
States?
Vermont.
Hmm?
I'm in Vermont.
In Vermont. Okay, so you're in the United States. Awesome. So, psychotherapist. Have you always wanted to be a psychotherapist?
That's an interesting question. In the second part of my life, it became clear that it was right for me.
Hmm.
So no, I did not always want to be a psychotherapist.
Okay, so then tell me about that moment when it became clear that this is what you wanted to do.
I was in a peer support program, and I had completed my black belt exam for Aikido, and I knew
Mm.
that it was my time to do something important with my life, and that I had a knack for connecting with others and
Mhm.
for being supportive and helpful. And um, I have always wanted to be a healer of some kind. Healing,
Mm.
I want to be a healer, and I consider myself a healer.
Okay. Well, it's interesting because one of the things that I do is I find an object that I kind of connect with as I'm preparing to connect with a guest. And today I picked
Hmm.
this Orthotheus fossil.
Hmm.
And the thing that resonated with me is that it was a sign of protection,
Hmm.
warrior, shield, because when I look at it, this is just what it
Hmm.
looks like to
Yes.
me.
Hmm.
And so then the very first card that came out was this woman that was meditating, but
Hmm.
here to the side, she has taken off her like her armor, her shield,
Hmm.
her protection, and she's meditating and thinking about it. And then of course she has the swords that are behind her.
Hmm.
And it says on here, insights that come from meditation, the need to rest or take a vacation. Allow yourself more time before making a decision. Mental exhaustion, get more sleep. How does that resonate with you?
Well, the
And note that she's also wearing a tank top like you are. This is
yes,
what's
the
kind of sitting here.
meaning, the words that you read do not resonate at all. However, the card, the image, the
Hmm.
symbol resonates quite deeply. I am a very deep meditator.
Hmm.
I meditate for the purpose of your show is the purpose for my meditation, to awaken to myself, to realize myself. And I was meditating this morning to, have an auspicious connection with you.
Hmm.
So when you pulled the card, I did see myself. I saw it as looking in a mirror.
Mm. Okay, because even to like the whole flower picture background with the screen and
Mhm.
the line is because it's a stained glass. Like it's just you sitting there. Well, she's African American on the picture, but the the symbolism is is there. And then
Mhm.
even the meaning of the stone says spiritual healing, assist in business success, promotes pride feeling, activates the mind.
Empty.
So, how long have you been meditating?
That's an interesting question. I've been trying to meditate my whole life, my whole life. And then only recently I came across a spiritual teacher. I think I'd rather not mention their
That's
name.
right.
Um, but I came across a spiritual teacher that spoke to me and revealed to me a form of meditation that works for me. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, I would say, 3 or 4 months where I've gotten to get into a real depth of my soul, a real depth of my spirit, a real ability to connect with the cosmos, to connect with the universe, what many call God, call
Mm-hmm.
names. I'm sure you know what I mean, but that sense, that energy that connects us all, that creates um, a greater aspiration for what it means to be human, to be alive, to love one another, and to see love for what it is, which is a profound essence of which we are all from which we are all created. And
Yes.
my meditation is for the purpose of connecting to that and understanding myself as that.
Ah, okay. Um, which is so different because, like I said, when you talked about the black belt, is that the form of say that the karate? What is it again?
Aikido is a spiritual path. It is much less a um, it is much less a um, it's like the peaceful warrior. It's not a combative art. It's an art
Mm.
where someone connects with you
Mm-hmm.
and through a grab or a strike, they in their mind they're coming after you, and your job is to meet them, their aggression, with love in your heart and compassion for whatever it is that is causing them to attack you, and redirect the energy so that you are safe and they are safe, but no one is in harm's way, and it is done in a peaceful manner.
Ah, okay. Because yeah, it's interesting. Like, 'cause I keep going back to that picture of her. It's just like, yeah, she has the swords, but she's not using them. She's taking down the armor, but yet still feeling protected. And it's such opposites of what people kind of think is like this fighting
Mhm.
of having to meet aggression with like aggression. A lot of times that's like
That's
masculine
the
energy with masculine
opposite.
energy.
That's the
Yeah.
opposite of Aikido. Aikido is something called Daro Sensei, who is the founder of Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba, talks
Hmm.
about Masakatsu Agatsu, which means true victory is self victory. And what he means by that is true victory. True victory is eliminating contention from your heart. That's what true victory is. And when you eliminate contention from your heart and you greet your partner with absolute unconditional love and compassion, and that is the purpose of Aikido.
Which comes up to the next card that had sitting here is like, okay, what is the connection here? But like again, this young energy,
Hmm.
um, igniting the fight. Like you say, you have the tools behind him. He has his dragon, he has his tool, but he's calm, not igniting. And it says here on the bottom, doing things that fuel your passion. So the
Hmm.
next question that's coming through is what's the last thing you did to fuel a passion that you have?
Um, Meditate this morning.
So, would you say home is really important to you? Because that's the next thing that came out here. Was this card
My
about
home is everything
home?
to me. My home is everything to me.
Tell me more about that.
Well, one of the things that brought up, I'm not remembering perfectly, something you just recently said a few seconds ago,
Hmm.
was about business success
Hmm.
and becoming very, very successful, materially successful. So something I worked really hard for and gave everything to, all my heart and my soul. I give my heart and soul to my patients. They're
Hmm.
everything to me when I'm with them.
Yeah.
And that brought me some material success that allowed me to purchase a home. And a condo, and I love it here. I feel comfortable here. I have my own office here. I have put it together in a way that makes me feel um, that that reflects a sense that I have in myself of belonging and safety and peace.
Yes. Well, that's awesome that you have a place because there are individuals sometimes they are not comfortable at home or in their.
I'm very cognizant that I live in Vermont. Many people have lost their homes. I'm very cognizant that the homeless situation in Vermont and in the country is um, really a crisis situation. And I have deep gratitude for the roof over my head, but I also understand that it's not me and that I would be
Mm,
perfectly fine if I lost it. I am proud
mm,
of it as a kind of trophy, a kind of like, I did this. I'm proud that I did this. But I
mm-hmm,
don't see it as me. I don't see it as, "Oh, I have this home, so everything's all made now. I'm good." I don't see it like that because I can lose it at any moment, and it's not as important as the connections that you make, and you can lose it at any time, and that is super important to me to keep in mind that what I have today can be gone tomorrow.
mm. Well, the next thing I kind of came up was this woman because like it's we had the home, we had the surrounded by the trees and this
Right,
door, and then this woman came here, and it's not so much about the word talks about revenge, but versus the woman who still like she could be in that same environment of the home, but she has these glasses and she's kind of hidden incognito, and that's what was resonating with me when you were saying that it's not about you per se as it is just enjoying the space,
right,
because the next thing that came up was what you were talking about is more about the Midas touch, like this whole energy, the connection that you have in your home. It just really just feels good, and that is not necessarily so much that you've done, but I like the fact that you also acknowledge the fact that you do work.
right,
It's not like you're just sitting around just like, oh, pop, and
right.
everything is just
Oh,
gonna.
yeah. Material perspective, in the material world, in the physical world that we all have to, engage in,
Yep.
I earned this. I put quotes up because
Yeah.
a lot of the earning is also related to privilege and luck and, family. And I am very cognizant of it. And there's also a piece where I had to apply myself
Mm-hmm.
so that I could have a place to live that felt good to me, which I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I say that understanding that I hold this loosely. I don't hold it tightly. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
deeply grateful for this beautiful roof over my head, but I'm also deeply grateful for the place in me that understands it's passing. It's not mine. It's not, nothing really belongs to me. I can enjoy, I can
Yep.
feel proud, I can feel like, oh, I did this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
fine to enjoy and it's fine to feel good about your accomplishments. But for me, it's so important to see it kind of as like a kind of a movie you're enjoying that you're starring in. Like
Mm-hmm.
for now, right? You don't know what's going to happen. If I didn't write this movie, which I didn't, um, this is a good scene where I'm in my house and I'm enjoying it, and it's a good part of the movie where everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, I want to be her." Whereas in the next
Yes.
part of the movie is the flood. I don't live in the area where the floods are, but I could have easily. And the next movie is the flood, and she loses everything. And then what are you left with? You're left with who you truly are. And so it is so important to me to enjoy this material success without identifying with it too much.
Mm.
Recognizing that what matters is the heart.
Okay. So then how do you, because it's interesting what connected and stood out to that is when you were saying not necessarily writing the script
Right,
in the future and just kind of just having things loose.
right.
So how do you describe your future? Like if you were to say, okay, Rachel, a year from now,
I have no idea, and I am not thinking about it.
sounds so freeing.
I am free. I consider myself free. Free is a state of mind. And free has to do with not worrying about the future, not holding on to the past, and not expecting that anything is going to turn out any particular way. That's freedom.
How would you encourage someone to get to that point?
Um, oh, wow, that's a big question. Well, when as trouble comes, because trouble is a matter of perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's trouble for me is not trouble for someone else. What's trouble for someone else is what's not trouble for someone else is trouble for me. So see everything that you consider uncomfortable, trouble, disaster, um, and such like that as an opportunity to awaken to yourself, your true self, for self-realization. When I say to my patients, I say, where's the gratitude in this difficulty? Where's the gratitude? And they can't find it. And I'm always saying that the gratitude in every situation is that you have the opportunity to transcend whatever
Mm-hmm.
is causing you difficulty and transcend to a place where you know who you are
Mm-hmm.
and you know the truth of yourself, which is as a free person whose essence is love. And that is the purpose of life.
That is so insightful. It sounds doable.
It's absolutely doable. It is so doable. It is so doable. All you have to do is accept that you have no control over what happens around you, but you can
Mm-hmm.
discern what you accept into your life and what choices you make that reflect the piece that allows you to transcend, and rejecting the pieces that don't allow you to transcend. And just not rejecting any person or anything, but saying, but maybe thoughts more like, oh my goodness, I lost everything, I'm a victim, the world is awful. Or you can
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, I lost everything. I'm thinking of Vermont and the floods, right? And so I lost everything, but look at these neighbors. They came out and they helped me and they gave me food and they took care of my babies and they showed me what is really important in this world is love. So that is how you transcend. So for the person who says, I lost everything, I'll never be okay, my
Mm-hmm.
life is over, whatever you say to yourself, I don't know. But or you say, hey, the Vermonters are showing up for each other. There's so much love in this world. There's so much compassion and concern and kindness. That's going to help you transcend. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's easy, really. It's so easy because you just put your attention where the love is. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're fine. And you can always find love no matter what is happening. If you look close enough, you will see love.
Hmm. So the next question that is just coming through was the card that came up when it talked about life purpose. It came up with the concept of travel
Hmm.
and nutrition.
Okay.
It says your life purpose involves traveling. You
Oh,
conduct healing work with your
okay.
culinary skills.
If your life works, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, your life purpose involves traveling.
Hmm.
And then also says you conduct healing work with your culinary skills.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I am sensing.
Hmm.
The question that's coming through, do you um
Hmm.
when you're working a lot with your clients and all
Hmm.
that, do you take your breaks, your lunch and your eats?
I take a break at lunch. Yes. I would say that I uh, have a growth edge around that area of like taking the time and sitting with the meal, and I kind of rush through it because I like to I guess what's coming through for me, you're doing what's coming through for you, so I'll do what's coming through for me. I like to prioritize my spiritual practice, and it
Uh-huh.
feels like things like eating and sleeping are kind of a waste of time. So
Uh,
I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying that I'm right
yes.
about that.
Yes.
I'm just
Um,
saying that I don't prioritize the things that the self-care, the things that we refer to as self-care. I think I could do a little better with that.
yes, because it starts off with, like you said, you meditation and you're doing all that, like you understand all that. And
Right.
even the whole concept of life and how we can live it and do it well. That's what I said. Like you just think you check, check, check. And then it comes down to this guy that's just like on this computer, he's enthralled. but then food here, but it's just reminding me of work. But do you take
Mhm.
time to
Yeah,
physically nourish your
yeah.
body?
The way
Like,
that I do that, honestly, is by doing Aikido, and it's interesting the cards you picked because I have a, rotator cuff tear right now, so I have been off the Aikido mat for a long time, and it's gonna be a long time before I'm back.
mm-hmm,
So it's interesting that you would pull those cards because I am completely focused on my work right now. I really don't have really that I mean I have my meditation practice, but the part of me that nourishes the the physical activity, the physical manifestation of spirituality that
yes.
I cannot do that right now because my body is not allowing me to. And by the way that I'm trying to use that as what am I supposed to understand from this? How can I help this to transcend to become a return to the mat, a more awakened person?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting because now I'm paying attention even more to this. The woman we were talking about before, as she's sitting there holding her arm,
Hmm. Yep.
of just like the support is like I said, okay, that's coming through. So as I say, Emmanuel is just kind of encouraging as a reminder, like, yes, you have the meditation, you have the work things, like you're really connecting and caring for other individuals as you're talking about that may be impacted. You're just loving your home, just giving you the nice little gentle reminder of Rachel, take care of your internal and your body and continue to support because you're working and encouraging a lot of
Hmm.
people,
Hmm.
and you are mentioning something that as spiritual beings here on this earthly experience, like you said, we do get fast and busy, do things and like, oh, that's not as important,
Right.
and
Exactly.
yet it is, because as you're saying, like, when your arm kind of goes out, then nutrition is not what you break
Right.
down
Right.
faster, but
Oh, I
you
totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't that's not something that I hold up as, something I want as an example for others. I believe in my practice and I practice what I believe, but I have a growth edge um around and it's interesting because I do well. Like I'm never
Mhm,
tired. I don't feel
mhm.
without energy. I am a highly energized person. So all the things that you associate with well, sleep and eat well, I don't experience the negative effects of it. I'm not saying that's good. That's like if you have a
Yeah.
lot of I was just saying that it's easy to forget, and I really appreciate what you're saying. Absolutely, that it doesn't that we practice spirituality through a body. If the body is not being taken care of, it's harder to practice. And
Yes.
I agree with you completely that the cards are on the money, and I take better care of myself. Agreed.
Okay. Because it placed it right under the nutrition and travel. I placed it right under home. And
Hmm.
it's the word that's coming through the philosophy of, just like you say, you don't take advantage of your home.
Right.
Your spiritual body is in the home of your physical body. And it's
Exactly.
just reminding you, don't take advantage of that
Right. Agreed. Agreed.
either. Just keep doing what you're doing, but just remember to take care of your body. And
Hmm.
so I was asking, I said, what is one more I was led to a scripture that would encourage you in this time. And it says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind has imagined what God has prepared for those who love him. 1 Corinthians 2:9. And it
Hmm.
goes there as he talks about eyes, ears, the mind, the body, again, taking care of
Hmm.
those things, and to love your body. And I'm placing that under the Midas touch. That's just
Hmm.
gonna be another thing that's gonna help you to stay protected, the body.
Hmm.
Okay, Rachel, protect your body.
Okay. That is
Yes.
a very fair statement, especially since I hurt my shoulder because I was not protecting my body. I was not practicing appropriately. And I believe in the cards. That's something I deeply believe in. And here it is proving you. In fact, sometimes people will use cards in my sessions. They pull them themselves. I
Oh.
don't. I don't.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, I don't read. I don't have never taken the time to learn how to read cards, but the people who pull them read them. And so
Mhm.
what we do is we go through what the symbols are and how it is
Oh.
applying to the work that we are doing together. What is telling them about their path and the work that we're doing together. And it's
Yeah.
always 100% of the time.
Because it's the intent is just connecting with the energy, and it's just
Right.
another visual. It's not
Yeah.
like Felicia, because like I said, it's not Felicia that's
No,
telling you anything.
no.
It is just like I said, everything that you said, you already knew. This is
Right.
literally just confirmation of encouraging
Exactly.
on how you continue on this journey to live smart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It's
As
beautiful.
I get to know you.
I love the practice and I love how you do it. And I love also one thing I love about today is I love how I came on and I said, well, these are my strengths and this is what I do. And I believe in this. But I
Mhm.
love how the cards pulled out of me the place in me that has a growth edge, the place in me that I'm not, meeting that that aspiration of power and freedom that I let a part of myself not
Mhm.
not fully take care of. And what are the implications of that? What does that really mean in my life? I'm not going to go into that. But
Mhm.
um, I love that the way you do your show, it causes you to look at yourself. Because to me, self-awareness is the nature of my work. And it's
Mhm.
important that we not ever be complacent and say, I got this. You know, we have to look at ourselves and we have to see what our growth edges are. And um, I love that what the cards brought up for me were, hey, you did this to yourself, this shoulder thing, because you neglected your
Mhm.
body and you don't give it its due. And that was super important for me to be reminded of. And I am very grateful that you pulled the cards in such a way that I could both share my strengths and share what I need to work on.
Absolutely. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for being open to having this all intuitive conversation. I do hope you were encouraged to live smart and
Hmm.
ascend to new levels of work life success. For individuals who may want to connect with you, where can they reach you?
Um, I have a website, which is if they type it, which is Rachel Kling. What is it's RachelKlingAuthor.com. It's a website, book website, so they can read my book, which is about my path in Aikido.
Hmm.
Um, and they can see videos of me doing Aikido and see quotes by a sensei and see my blog. So Rachel Kling author. If you type in Rachel Kling, it usually just comes right up.
Okay.
But but that's my book website with various, and my blog is on there too. So
Awesome. Well, thank you. And
thank
thank you
you.
for those. You're
Yeah.
so welcome. Thank you for those that have watched and supported us through this video screen. If you're encouraged to be a guest on Intuitive Conversation, reach out to me on LinkedIn messages, and you can learn more about the show and see past clips on allintuitiveconversation.com. And until we meet again, this has been an All Intuitive Conversation.
Thank